ask is, if we have to give these bastards our lives, we give them hell before we do!
The tragedy of our day is the climate of fear in which we live.
Talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing.
But ask the congressman to withdraw that comment and tell us that he didn't really mean that.
What I call nastiness.
I don't know what I said. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The Bible commands that certain people be put to death.
These were possessing weapons of mass destruction. 9/11 attacks were carried out by Al-Qaeda.
Handle the truth.
I remember that with Matthew Moses. We are still here!
We have to say yes to social justice.
No. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
Well, nothing is well. Hopefully this is working. Hello and welcome to the AntiNews. We'll just pretend like that half-hour giant glitch never occurred. That's fair, right?
I'd say so.
Okay. Well, if you're watching this now, great. Welcome back to the show, and hopefully this one goes better than, the first half hour. Please let us know if we are experiencing the same technical issues, but this is the AntiNews, and this is the time that we are supposed to be bringing Tom Dunn in. This is the place where we talk about the news and current events and things that are happening in the world, and Tom Dunn, the great Tom Dunn, is supposed to be joining us tonight. So we'll see if we can go ahead and ring him up right now and just see how things go. Sound good? You good?
I like it.
Craig, you good?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm so good. Tom?
All right, good.
Tom,
How'd
are you
you
there?
do that?
What's up?
How'd you do that? Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Tom, how's it going, man?
Hey, good. Hold on. I gotta turn you off in the other thing.
No problem. We
Okay.
I don't know if you were watching the stream before, but we were supposed to start at 9, and we had like all sorts of technical crap that went on, and we basically had to bail on the entire episode, and we just came back in. So you're joining us right at the top of the show now. So
Hey, good to see you, man.
yeah, we're joined by Tom Dunn, who was the guest on this morning's main episode of The System Is Down, which you can go check out at tsidpod.com, where we were talking about the Hampstead case, and some things have come to light since then. Tom, I wanted to have you on to talk about this a little bit more in depth and share with a slightly different audience and talk about your campaign and all that, but we've got some pushback, which you said was the case. You said would happen if we posted that episode. I've received it. I've received that pushback, and some of those people might be listening right now.
I have some fans that follow me around, and they've been showing up in my chats, and they really like me a lot. They just anywhere I show up, man, they're there, and I love it. It's good to be able to have somebody to count on. I don't have a lot of people I can count on in my life, but you can count on these guys for sure.
Right. Very nice. So, Tom, why don't you go ahead and give a breakdown of what the Hampstead case is for those that didn't hear the episode this morning. Just give the short abridged version before we get into anything else.
Yeah. The short abridged version. The Hampstead case is an abuse case out of London, England, Hampstead, that took place at a primary school over there where a bunch of kids were abused. And 2 kids, their testimonies were leaked. And when those testimonies came out, they went on the YouTube and they went viral. And everybody heard their testimony of satanic ritual abuse, which is just falls in line with what I know, what I've been hearing for years. I mean, it just checked all the boxes. I'm like, these kids experience these things. That's the only way they could know about these things, because they gave details that nobody knows about. Same thing we've been hearing for years. So, I mean, that's that. There's a lot more to be said about that. There's just tons of evidence. They gave details of things that kids shouldn't know about, like what their teachers look at like without their clothes on, things like that, like what blood tastes like. Mm-hmm. It tastes like metal, according to them. Sure. So I don't know how they knew that, but
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I want to talk about your campaign that you've got going on. We're going to have to address some of these pushbacks because, it's the Uncomfortable Podcast. This wasn't my intention for the night necessarily, but we're going to have to get into it here because they're blowing up the feed. But tell about this campaign that you got going on, the Legendary campaign.
So anyway, a year and a half ago, we decided to do this campaign, and we waited for the right time, and now was the right time. I actually found the original paperwork that we drew up a year and a half ago when I was cleaning out my office today, and it was just the idea to find a way to expose satanic ritual abuse. Here's a case that's fresh. Here's a case where we have just very credible witnesses, and it's something that happened in recent history. We know about a lot of cases, but they're 20 years old, and it's hard to track down. They're cold cases. We can't get to the, a lot of the witnesses and stuff like that. So here we have, these children name names, they name locations, they gave details of inside of the school, inside of their teacher's house, and just they knew about things they should not know about. I'm talking about sex toys. I'm talking about describing what semen was. They didn't say semen because they don't know that word, but yeah. they talked about it, the best way they knew how.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, I don't. I didn't bring you in here to attack you or anything. It's kind of gonna end up seeming that way. I totally unintentional, and but I've got people commenting saying, ask Tom why he won't appear on Flow Destroyer stream. Apparently they offered you some money to come debate them or something, and they're saying you blocked them and all that.
Here's the thing. I've never received an offer to I heard rumors that somebody was offering me, but nobody has sent me an email. Nobody has sent me an offer. And here's the thing. Obviously, I'm willing to appear anywhere. You know what would be really neat is if they would meet us here on your podcast.
I offered. They have the number at the bottom of the screen. I offered Flow Destroyer on Twitter, and he was too sleepy.
I guarantee they will never debate me. And here's why. Because they will never show their face. And I will take them seriously if they come out, they expose themselves, and then we can start there, okay? Because I'm out. Here's my face. This is the real me. Right. I'm out in the open. You can find my name. You can find my address. You can find everything about me, dude. I'm not hidden. Here's the thing. They're the cowards. They won't show their face. I guarantee it. I say we do it on your show.
Sure.
And I say we have a debate. And I say it's face-to-face. They won't do it. I guarantee it. And, I'll talk to them. I would love to talk to them.
Okay, but I am getting a call right now. I don't know who it is, but I'll have to call whoever's calling in. I'll have to call you back because I can't add you. Well, I can't answer without kicking Tom off, so I'll add you guys into the conversation, whoever it is, and we'll see where that goes.
Here's the thing. If they show their face and they allow us to verify their identification, who they are, instead of them hiding behind fake names and hiding behind pictures and avatars, things like this, they come on my show, and their icons are actually sock puppets. They admit that they're trolls. And they're so good at what they do. They've got like 20 accounts. So we know that they troll all the time. So, I would honestly love to debate these guys. I heard a rumor that they wanted to debate me, but I haven't got a serious inquiry. The way to do that would be to send me an email and ask me to do it. I mean, that makes sense, right? That's how I got on your show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're freezing up there.
You sent me a message and you asked me, right? So I heard a rumor about that, but I'm not taking them seriously because if they were to come out, even if they didn't send me an email, but if they made a video with their real face, like, let me explain. This is my real face. Okay, This is me. Okay, it's not a cartoon. It's not a picture. If they
You're not
were to
wearing
do
the
that, I would
ICP
take
makeup
them
like Craig
seriously.
here or anything to hide your
Yeah.
face.
This
Yeah,
isn't normal.
not
This
like
is not
this-
my normal
not
attire.
like this clown right here.
Quit clowning around.
Yeah.
I'm not even wearing any makeup, but no, I would if they were to do that, I would take it seriously. If they would give us a way to verify their identity, so I know who I'm talking to.
Sure.
I mean, that's only fair. I'm out in the open. You know, I'm not hiding anything. I have nothing to hide, and I'm sure they could teach me a few things.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a chance even to make me look like a fool.
Sure.
Why not do it?
Yeah.
Well,
Why not
these
do-
people seem to be well versed in the story because I mean they are just going line by line through the story of an alternate story. I guess this Abe Christie. I'm not even sure in the story who that is. Is that the guy that helped bring out the issue, or because they're saying he's the real offender here, not
Right. So yeah,
So-
and I mean, of course, that's their story, but I mean, anyway, yeah, I would love to talk to him about it. Really, I really would.
Well, Tom, are you fine with bringing them on, even if they're not willing to show their face right now?
No, I mean, I'm out in the open. Why can't they be out in the open?
Sure. Well, we can bring them in and see how it goes. Or if you guys want to hit me up on Skype, we can, if you're willing to show your face.
I tell you what, if they're willing to identify who they are, because here's the thing. This is my stipulation. Let us identify you. You come out.
Sure.
You expose yourself, okay? And then you come on a third-party show. Dan, I think your show is a good show. It won't be on my channel. It won't be on their channel.
Sure.
Okay?
I'll be
because
the
I know
third
what
party.
they want to do. They don't want to debate me. They want to cuss me out. They want to insult me. They want to
Sure.
put me down.
Sure.
Okay? If they want to have a conversation, I'm willing to have a conversation. But let me ask you this, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have been sending you insults all day
Mm-hmm.
and telling you what a horrible person you are and calling you a pedophile, would you have me on your show tonight?
I might, but most people wouldn't.
Yeah. Well,
I'm kind of a
okay.
glutton for punishment, though, so I'm a different case.
So anyway, I'm not really ready to jump in a conversation with anybody because they have not shown that they really want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
All they're doing is insulting me, putting me down, calling me things that they can't really take back, that they don't know anything about. I'm willing to have a conversation, but I don't think they can be civil, and that would be my fourth stipulation. That would be the rules of the debate. I mean, I would want a moderator. I think you could do that, Dan.
Yeah, I can be a moderator if anybody starts.
Yeah.
I mean, my show
But
is having
I
uncomfortable
guarantee-
conversations about disagreements and doing so in a civil manner, so I would do it, and if somebody can't handle those terms, then they can see the door.
Yeah, I mean, that would be my terms. And let me mention it again, just so there's no confusion. I want them to identify themselves ahead of time, come out on video, and give us a way that we can identify who they are, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's got to be a face-to-face debate,
Okay.
okay? And we need a third-party moderator. Dan, I think you'd be a good guy. They probably wouldn't agree to that. And then they've got to be civil, because I'm not going to sit there and take abuse.
Yeah.
If they're willing to do those things, let's do it, man. But I guarantee that they won't do it because they will not show their face.
Mm-hmm. And now
And
I'm being
they're
called
calling
the
me a
promoter.
coward.
I don't know if they're speaking to you or me, but they're saying you are the promoter of a child abuser. So, and they're saying on your terms, yes, on our terms, because you're asking for something, and we're humans, and we get to decide what we do, and we don't have to respond to you in any facet whatsoever. But we are offering, just like I was talking to these guys on Twitter earlier, and it was a civil conversation. I said, hey, here's a platform, let's talk. Which I told them, go ahead and call in. So, but Tom, I don't want to attack you or anything, or make it seem like we're just bringing in people to attack you or anything.
No, Dan, I can handle it. I'm totally cool having a conversation with somebody, but I don't think what I'm asking is unreasonable. I'm not asking them to do anything that I'm not doing. I'm not going to be rude to them. I'm not going to cuss at them. I'm not going to insult them and call them names. I'm going to be out in the open. I'm identified. I'm not asking them to do anything that I haven't already done.
Sure.
So I think those are good terms, and if they agree to those terms, I think we can have a debate, and if they're as smart as they say they are, they can make a fool out of me.
Sure. Well, they're still trying to call from phone numbers right now. I would say that if they want to do this right now, they can Skype. If you guys are down to Skype, we can bring you in, but faces or nothing in this situation, because clearly there's quite a few people in here ganging up on this situation. So
yeah, hey, they can hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come out and show your face, and let's get it over with right now. Right now is your chance. Right now is your chance on this show. Show your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Come on this show, show your face. And here's the thing. We have no way to identify you. We have no way. So I'm already compromising on one of my stipulations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yep.
So, but I don't think you're going to show your face, and that's a deal breaker for me. Sorry.
Sure.
I'm out here, man. I have nothing to hide. I'm very exposed. I've been exposed for a long time.
Yeah.
So,
if you don't mind me asking, what is your connection with this Abe Christie they keep bringing up? Because
I don't have any connection. The only connection we have is we interviewed Ella Draper on our show over a year ago, which is the mother of the Hampstead case. Now, Abe Christie, I don't even know if he has a relationship with Ella anymore. But here's the thing. I don't know the truth about Abe Christie, and I'm not here to defend him. Okay, he might be the worst guy in the world. I could care less. That's not what it's about. It doesn't matter what that guy did. It matters what the father did, and it matters what the teachers did at that school. So I'm not here to defend Abe Christie. You can say whatever you want about him. I don't represent him. I'm not his lawyer. He could be a horrible guy.
Was he the guy on the original videos that was talking in the background, or who is Abe Christie?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. He was the guy that was asking them the questions to begin with when they were saying all the stuff that they said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and if that's their linchpin, that they say Abe Christie's a bad guy, could be. I don't know. I'm not here to defend him. Okay.
Grubnob just asked.
That doesn't matter.
Just asked, why should we show our faces and give ID?
To prove that you're not cowards. That's what I'm doing. I'm out here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not? I'm not asking them to do anything that I haven't already done.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we're all pretty open about who we are right here. Basic internet search could find the other two of us here, and you're definitely out there in the open. So, like you said, I mean, what did they have to lose, really?
Mm-hmm. Well, Remzo Martinez just tried to call in, who is a friend of the show, who we do know is a real person. We might bring him in here and see if he's got something to say on this matter. And if somebody else wants to actually Skype in and show your face, and they're asking why they should show their face and that type of thing. There's no reason not to. If you're making a statement, you don't even have to say your name necessarily. Just be willing to show your face and prove that you're not just some internet troll who's hiding behind an avatar. Just, we are offering a discussion here, and all you're doing is blowing up the comment feed without, any real name or any defining evidence that you are even a real person.
Yeah.
Red Pill just called me
They
Alf.
won't do it. They will not do it, I guarantee. And that's why there won't be any debate, because they will never show their face. They will never allow themselves to be identified. Why? What are you hiding? What are you hiding?
Yeah.
I'm risking everything. I'm putting my name on the line for what I believe.
Yeah, for sure. I believe we have Remzo Martinez on the line. Remzo, are you there? Remzo? Maybe not. Maybe not.
I see him.
Remzo.
Oh, and he's willing to show his face.
A face.
What's going on? Well, I thought that was part of the rules. Hey, I'm not here to argue or anything. Hey, Tom, I just listened to your episode today on Dan's show. Great job. Learned about this topic today, so I'm really interested in it. I'll make this quick. Here's my question. I'm an investigative journalist and paranormal investigator out here in Virginia, and over the past 2 years, I've been tracking the activity of potential satanic cults. So here's the question. Are we dealing with like the Aleister Crowley, Luciferian cults, or are we dealing with the Santeria, like voodoo type of satanic cults? What type of Satanism are you talking about? And, do you think it's more prevalent than most people seem? I'm going to get it out. Thanks for having me on, gang.
No. That's an amazing question. Here's the thing. You just explained it right there. There's a lot of denominations of Satanism, just like there is Christianity, right? So you mentioned the Santeria Voodoo. You mentioned the Crowleyism. You know, I could talk about...
Remzo just bailed out, so he's not here, just so you know.
Yeah.
But he'll be listening online.
Right. So I figured he would, listen offline. But you have LaVeyan or Satanism, which is like a more atheistic type of Satanism, more humanistic type thing. And then you have the generational type Satanist, okay? These are the guys that you will never really be able to pick out of a lineup. They are what we call the Leave It to Beaver Satanist. They go to church. They look like everybody else. You're not going to see them dressed in
like
black.
This? No,
yeah. They might work for NASA, but...
I'd say so.
Yeah, but... you'll never be able to pick them out of a lineup. They look like your normal, everyday people. They go to church, and they fit right in with everything else. Like I said, they're not wearing black. They don't listen to metal. They probably like classical music, you know, most of the time. But it's taken place in these families generation after generation after generation, and it's a secret passed down. I mean, he was asking, I think maybe he was asking the kind that I track. I track them all, and I want to meet them all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to expose them all, because the guys that are into the heavy dark metal, that are reading a satanic Bible or something like that, they're dangerous too. I can show you case after case after case. In the last 4 years, especially, it seems like they're ramping up where these guys have killed people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no shortage. If you type up Satanism and murder in a search, you will find tons of cases on this. So these guys, and in my new film, This Is a War, shameless plug, I interview a guy named J. Brett Prince, who was a Mason. He was also a Luciferian, okay? And he was one of these, what we call experimenters, or more of a philosophical Satanist, but he believed in the dark magic, okay? Yeah. And he was doing rituals. And I asked him in private, I said, hey, how hard it would have been to get you to get involved into a real satanic sacrifice? He's like, dude, it would have been easy. He said, because I didn't believe in anything. Mm-hmm. And if I would have been in the right situation with the right people, he said, I would have been down. I could have been recruited. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, thanks for the question, Remzo. And you guys who are blowing up the comments feed, thanks. We appreciate the enthusiasm, but we don't have time to sit here and read all your comments. If you would like to Skype me, you can do so. My Skype is, I believe, dan.smots, and it should have the system is down in there too. Skype me right now, and we'll chat face to face, man to man, and just clear the air and see what you're talking about. But saying over and over that Tom is a bad guy in the comments really isn't going to do anything, which is why I am dressed as an internet troll tonight, because I felt like it was probably going to end up being fitting. But
it's pretty appropriate for the occasion.
Yeah,
clowns and internet trolls, pretty appropriate, I'd say.
Yeah, and look, I'm the middle ground here. I'm not just taking Tom's side because whatever. Like, I knew very little about this case. This case was news to me like a week ago. The only reason I'm taking Tom's side is because Tom's here. Tom's here talking to me. His face is here, and I believe the person that I can see more than the avatar and the fake name on YouTube. So just let's do it or let's not do it. Either hit us up or
they won't do it, man. I guarantee they will not do it.
Well,
I would love to have a conversation, because I'll tell you something, Dan. I sincerely believe that I could probably learn something from these guys.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But they can't get past themselves to be able to have a civil conversation.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, if you don't know all the facts, you're told to piss off, is what I was told when I asked the question who Abe Christie was. Somebody commented, if you don't know, then piss off. It's like, well, isn't that how we gather information, is by asking questions? I didn't realize we're all supposed to have all of the answers like some of these people have. So apparently, if you don't have all the answers, then you're an idiot. So that's that.
Anyway, I mean, it is what it is. They're going to do what they're going to do. But I guarantee they will never have a debate with me.
Sure.
They will not step up to the plate. I would love for it to happen. And, this is a great place to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Come out, show yourself, identify yourself, prove to us who you are, and then let's have a talk. I'm not asking them to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself.
Well, Flow Destroyer just showed up, and he was the one that challenged you to the debate. And people are saying, what case, what debate, what are you talking about in the comments? Flow Destroyer's here. It was, he said earlier on Twitter that it was too late there, so he couldn't call in. But Flo, if you want to talk to Tom face-to-face right now, here's your opportunity. But you're going to have to go on Skype and just call Dan.Smots. The system is down. You should be able to just look up the system is down. So we're here. We're here. We're weird, and we're ready to discuss. But so, Tom, what do you think the reasoning is behind this outrage of people who think that you're this terrible satanic metalhead, as they're describing you in the comment section?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I mean, there's been a lot of research done on these guys. They can be linked back to the actual perpetrators. Okay, so I'm not saying that that's the case. I don't know. We don't know who these people are. So, I mean, who are they and why are they so angry? I don't know. Mm-hmm. I have no clue. Because, I mean, there's a mystery because they won't identify themselves. They won't say who they are. They could be law enforcement. They could be somebody wrongly accused. They could be anybody. I don't know.
Well, Flow Destroyer just chimed in and said, "I will do whenever you wish." Flow, right now. Skype, Dan.Smots. Look up the system is down.
What's your real name? What's your real name? Flow Destroyer is not on your birth certificate.
Might be. You never know.
Yeah. Flo, if you are willing to call in and show your face and prove that you're a real person with an opinion, please do so on Skype. You can call in right now. I see you asking if you can call right now. Absolutely. Go ahead. But it's going to require a video chat because, Tom is willing to put himself out there and stake his claim on this. If you're willing to do the same like you say you are, then let's do it. Let's go. This was not the scheduled itinerary for this evening, but, the internet has a way of changing plans at the last
Apparently, Satanists can also be identified by tattoos, beards, and long hair. So, Tom, you are the image of a Satanist, according to one of these guys.
And here's the thing. This is always their pattern. They always accuse the person trying to do the rescue of being the bad guy. They have a pattern, and we always see this. And here's the thing. I can only speculate because they're in hiding. I don't know. I don't know who they are.
Well, Flo just chimed in and said Mike Dice. I'm assuming that's his name. So,
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at least somebody's willing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we see a driver's license?
Or at least a face. A face and a face.
Give us a face and we'll settle for that.
He's probably downloading Skype right now. Who knows? So,
we'll hang out and wait for him.
Yeah, we'll chill. So, yeah, I mean, where do you even go with this? Where do you go from here? This was like a blip on the schedule for tonight, but it's becoming the only thing that we're doing, which is totally fine.
This usually ends up being a lighthearted conversation about what's going on in the world, and man, this went a completely different route tonight.
Yeah, Craig probably wouldn't have shown up in clown makeup if he had known that it was going to go this direction.
I do as I'm told.
Yep.
Not just any clown makeup, but anyway.
That's right. He's representing ICP, which is the satanic group that he loves. Right, Craig?
Honestly, I've never heard ICP in my life. I have no desire to.
Yep. Craig's a juggalo tonight. But, Flo, the line is open. He said, can you kiss my ass? All right. He said, people in the UK have been put in real danger challenging this hoax.
Anthony, where? Well, this is a time and this is a place.
Yeah.
So
I'm not, yeah. Anyway,
so he's, I assume he's saying that he's not wanting to show his face because people have been threatened for trying to expose this hoax. Like, it's the conspiracy behind, like, the reverse conspiracy. This is, you're saying that what the dad is saying is complete garbage, and he's like a Satanist and all that. They're saying that you're a Satanist for covering up. But I mean, this whole thing is a total cluster F.
Dude. Well, anyway, it is what it is. You have any more really cool questions, man? You're like the great interviewer, and I don't know who the clown guy is, but
that's my brother. It's my brother,
okay.
Craig. Yeah, we didn't even have a chance we didn't even have a chance for introductions before we started getting inundated with like insults and everything. Which this is like us allowing you to be here is going to mean that we're like these Satanists and whatnot for the rest of our lives. But that's fine. It comes with the territory.
I did a little disclaimer on my show. I was like, hey, I'm going to be on this other show, and just a warning, I can't vouch for everything these guys do, but sure. I like Dan, and I did too much of a disclaimer, like, because we get so much email, and I'm just like,
right.
Oh, Tom, you shouldn't have done that, or, you got to pray, or this guy's bad, or, whatever, and I'm like, guys, I was using the example today of, I got this belt buckle for my dad, and it was from Texas, and it said the Lone Star State on it, right? And it's got a star. It's got a big star on it.
You Satanist.
People said it was a pentagram, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is a pentagram, but, it's a star. Is the American flag satanic? I'm sure it probably is. I'm sure there's that sector of conspiracy people, too.
Guys, I'm not downgrading my Through the Black family. They're awesome.
Yeah.
But you get this thing called hyper, what do you call it? Discernment.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I do the same thing on some things.
Everybody's a shill, man.
Yeah. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. Like, I used to not have any rules in my life, and then I'm kind of like, maybe I should not listen to that band that I like a lot because this is a ritual that they put in their song, and there's power in that. So I don't do the same things that I used to. Anyway.
Yeah. Flo Destroyer just said 12 p.m. tomorrow night. I will debate the three of you for charity. Look, Flo, I mean, if you're willing to do this in the future, you can talk to me through Twitter or whatnot, and we can set it up. I'm down. I'll moderate between the two of you if you want to do it. I understand it's late there. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, assuming that you're not just bailing. I'm not going to say you're a coward like you said Tom was a million times on Twitter.
If he's listening to me right now, I just want to make it clear. I want to be able to verify his identity. He needs to be able to do that. I'm out here. I'm out in the open. Mm-hmm. Okay? If we're going to have a debate, prove who you are. Okay? And then let's do it on a third party, face-to-face, and let's be civil. I can be civil. Can you be civil? I've never once called them a derogatory or insulting name. Mm-hmm. I might have said moron. I might have. But
sure.
If I did, I apologize. But it was nothing more than that. I never cussed at them and never put them down and never, I did challenge them and I did tease them a little bit, and that probably made them mad. But here's the thing. I've been civil. I've not called them any names. And I guarantee, Dan, if you are on here, you're moderating, and I come on your show, and if he starts going off on me, dude, I'm out. I'm not gonna.
Absolutely. Like I said, it is a civil show, so if you can talk about these things without calling names, you can talk about any uncomfortable topic without calling names. So if you can do that, then great. And Flo just said a little bit ago, he said agreed. Flo, please re-comment and say agreed to this if you agree to these terms. So I make sure you're not, responding to something else that we said. But if you agree to, say who you are. He also said, I will prove offline to you, Tom. I assume that's proving his ID, and he's not wanting to necessarily put that out there, but he's wanting to, show you. And he said, you endanger children. So, we can all learn something from everybody, and if you're a real person willing to talk about it, Tom, are you down to talk about it in the future?
I'm definitely down to talk about it, and I think it would be very enlightening to have a civil conversation. And it's almost embarrassing to say this guy's name, but if he's calling himself Flo, I will call him Flo. But I want to know his real name. I want to be able to see him. I want to see his identity verified. Sure. My identity is verified.
Well, he just commented again and said, I will play nice. So, Flo, contact me or contact Tom. I will be the moderator. This will be not your channel or Tom's channel, and I don't have a dog in this fight. Like I said, I didn't know anything about this until Tom told me about it, so I am down to, play the devil's advocate on either side and be the middleman. So let's set it up. But I think we're going to have to... we should probably just wrap it up there. And unless, Tom, you have anything else to say, we'll let you go here.
No, I wasn't expecting this, but
I wasn't either.
I don't see them coming through, but we'll see. They have a chance to prove me wrong. I'm interested to see what they have to say,
Sure.
But I'm not going to tolerate any abuse.
Sure. But
I'm out here. Everybody knows who I am. They have a group of people who are hiding. Why? So. Yeah.
And Tom, to respond to that with what I'm sure they're going to say in about 30 seconds, this debate thing that they presented to you, I know that you said that you heard rumor about it and they were insulting you, so you kind of ignored it. They say that you ignored it and then you blocked them after they offered money to do this debate. Any thoughts on that?
Here's the thing. I'm not a moderator, but I do have moderators, and they block people when they start talking smack. So... I honestly, I had a conversation with Jared about this tonight. I don't really block people because I think that the more I let them talk, the more they expose themselves.
Sure.
But I have moderators that won't put up with stuff. Okay. And we don't have to put up with somebody coming in our chat room and insulting us and calling me a pedophile. I'm not going to put up with that. So, but anyway, somebody else blocked them. I didn't block you. But I try not to read the chat while I'm doing a show because it distracts me and I'm trying to focus on doing a show. Mm-hmm. So I don't see most of the comments in there, but I have heard that, there was a challenge out there, but I did not take it seriously for a second because nobody sent me an email. That's the way you should do it.
He's saying now you blocked me for asking for a debate. And guys, I'm not going to keep reading your comments to him. Yeah. And I see somebody's trying to call in. As of right now, while Tom's on, I'm not going to have anybody on who's not calling through Skype with faces. I might have you on after for a second, but I don't see it being too productive. If we're setting up this thing for the future, then we're not going to keep name calling and bickering back and forth even when Tom's gone. We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk about him. Flo said he agrees to the stuff, and that's all that matters. Flo says you are responsible for your moderators. Okay. Yeah, I thought he was going to say something nice, but no. So we will set this up for the future. If you guys do want to call in after, I don't know what your phone numbers are, so I'm not going to, screen anybody. We don't have screeners or anything, but you are allowed to call in, and we will not be bashing Tom behind his back here because a thing is being set up here, and it will be a good, productive conversation because we are all humans, assumedly, and we all have our own opinions on how things work, and especially conspiracy-minded individuals, we like to call shill at every rock and tree, right, Remzo? Who's back because he was still in the conversation.
Oh, totally. I'm having a fun time just listening to this. And Dan, with all my random weekend outings, getting locked in jail and, other random places, that is just something I'm interested in. So I have an actual question, unlike some of the dumbasses in the comments. Can I curse? Okay, I already did.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, question. When potentially dealing with a satanic cult, what are some of the recruitment tools they use to go ahead and try and bring people in? Is it something they commonly do? Do people usually go and pursue them, or is it the other way around?
It all depends. One of the things they use is sex. Okay. Of course, that's a great thing to recruit into anybody. You can recruit people into the army with sex, right? That's an example of something that they offer that everybody wants. Okay, they can offer them money, they can offer them drugs, they can offer them power. Okay, it all depends. You don't really see a lot of recruitment from like the generational type stuff because you got to kind of be born into that. But when you're talking about some of the more sophisticated, left-hand path type cults, they will recruit you in. I would say the number one thing is sex, but there's other things out there that they use.
Yeah. And Remza was gone again. Apparently he has an open line because I didn't kick him out of the conversation, which is fine because he's willing to show his face. And to all of you in the comments, you're beautiful and lovely and wonderful human beings, I'm sure, but it's not showing up very well tonight. Thank you for all of the enthusiasm and support in the comments section. Stay tuned. Go to tsidpod.com and keep watching, or go to our Facebook page and everything, and we will set up this thing. If everything pans out that way, we will absolutely set this up for the future, but I'm not going to sit here and read your nonstop comments about how terrible of a person Tom is, because I've not seen the evidence other than your angry comments. So, Tom, any final thoughts? And then we'll let you go.
Hey, thank you so much, Dan, for having me on. I appreciate it. Thanks for the show, doing the show earlier. I always enjoy hanging out with you, man.
Yeah, for
sure.
So,
whoops. And looking forward to whatever we can set up. Definitely. And laying this to rest.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where they can find all the information about you and where they can go to, harass you and call you a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go to no, just kidding. Throughtheblack.com is the website. That's our show. You go to YouTube, put in Through the Black. You can find our YouTube show. And the legendarycampaign.com is the campaign. And that's the campaign that we're doing to raise awareness about satanic ritual abuse. And we're asking people, we want justice for what happened to these kids. There were over 20 of them that were abused in Hampstead, and the police there did nothing. They did nothing. They had plenty of evidence to mount an investigation. They did nothing. Legendarycampaign.com. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. And to everybody listening or watching this right now, go check out the full conversation that I had with Tom that is in the episode that came out this morning, talking about the Hampstead case. Tom, always a pleasure, no matter what anybody says. So far, until I find out that you're a psycho. But
fair enough.
It's been fun, man. I appreciate you coming on, and I apologize for the bombarding. I had no idea that this was coming, but it's been fun. It's been a real treat. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Tom.
Cool, man. Yep. I'll talk to you later. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
Bye. And I'm going to have to figure out how to kick people out of conversations through Skype if we're going to allow people to come on the show, because there's no guarantee that you'll be able to stay if you're going to come in and spew whatever you feel like spewing. So if you want to call in...
My favorite is the people who post something and then they repost the last word, like to make sure they got their point across.
I am outraged. Repeat. Outraged.
Exactly. I've never experienced this level of trollery in my entire life. Maybe I don't hang around the internet nearly enough.
Yeah. Grobknob's asking, so shall I phone in? Grobknob, can you be civil? Can you? I mean, I don't require that you show your face necessarily. To be completely honest, I don't really know how to hang up on somebody right now. So I'm a little bit hesitant if you're going to come in here and start, screaming about how wrong Tom is. I'm not really that interested. But if you're wanting to come in, let me see. Craig, start talking about news or something. And
well, I don't even know where to go from there. That just kind of blew my mind. It's just like everything, every sentence Tom said, it's just like, no, you're the liar. No, right. You're the Satanist. It's just like, this is like, here's one that's civil, ? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just insane. It says troll Tom to be civil.
Yeah.
Red Pill Phil is leaving. Says bye.
Okay. Cool. Red Pill
later,
Phil,
Red
thanks
Pill
for
Phil.
all the, I'm sure.
Yeah. You definitely kept us informed.
Really good things. Okay, we're
so
getting a call.
What do we want to talk about tonight?
Hold on.
Okay.
We are getting a call. It says unknown person. It doesn't have a name or number. In order for in order for you to call in, you have to at least have a number or something. If it was a Skype call, which it may have been, I'm sorry, guys. We typically it's just me and Craig chatting. I'm really not trying to like keep you from having this conversation. If you want to call in, you can call in at the number that I'm going to put up at the bottom of the screen. I'm pretty sure I know how to remove you if you are uncivil. But this is, if like I said again, if you're going to come in and just bash on Tom 100%, then I'm going to remove you from the call. Just so you know.
Well, if nothing else, I mean, we're over our time, so all you have to do is end the show right there on the spot.
That's true. I can try and call back the last actual number if I can find it here. And I know, I mean, we're conspiracy-minded people. We understand if you have a different thought than Tom does, you're gonna freak out and call him names and say he's a shill or this or that. I get that. I get that mindset, and you're going to call us that for not answering your calls, which I will do. I will do now. You call right now, and I will call you right back. If you have a number, I can add you back to the call. But I'm not. I have zero things to hide. Like I said many times already, I knew nothing about this case. I'm not like just vouching for Tom because I'm trying to hide something. I'm vouching for Tom because Tom is the guy who said, look at this thing. This is really interesting, and I think that you should report on it. And I was like, that is really interesting. I should report on it. I have not done my own due diligence in doing thorough research. Maybe you guys have. I don't know.
Grobnob says he left a message. I don't know if you want to
I can't check
play
messages.
that message.
I can't check messages while we're on the call.
He says he's going to call again.
Okay, yeah, call in again. I won't be able to answer it right away, but I will call you back. Flow Destroyer says, link me the number. Flow, the number is at the bottom of the screen. It's 309-716-3818. Well, we're making some new friends tonight, or some new enemies, one way or another. This show is where we report on the news, and we have not touched the news in any facet.
No, not at all. Do we want to get into the news, or hang tight for a minute?
I mean, you can, but I would say in 10 seconds somebody's going to call, most likely.
Oh, I'm sure.
And guys, I have not been ignoring your calls. I've seen every single one of them. Technology doesn't come naturally to some. Even though I look like this, it's not, it's not always my forte. All right, we are getting a call from, the last three digits are 234. 234. I will call you right back, so feel free to hang up, and I will add you to the call. Okay. All right. Sound good? We all in agreement here?
Yeah, let's do this.
Okie dokie. Again, this is not the Tom bashing hour, but if you have evidence to support your claims, whatever they may be, that would be great. And, okay. Skype has suggested people. Oh, come on. Give me the number. Give me the number. Let me see if I can just dial you back. Skype to phone is not an option.
Feel free to just kick me off if he calls again.
Call back, and I'll kick Craig off. I won't call you back because Skype's not showing me your number after you are gone. For some reason, it typically does. And that's typically what we do. But tonight is far from a conventional evening. Give me a call one more time, and I will kick Craig out of here, and we'll see what happens. Okay.
Oh, this should be fun and interesting. So what is going on in the world besides Tom?
Well, there's things with like Brett Kavanaugh and, the hashtag #MeToo movement. And
is there anything new with Brett Kavanaugh going on? I mean,
well, since last Monday, yeah, he was appointed, and then the world ended.
Oh, right. Women's wombs were captivated.
Mm-hmm.
So, on that note, this is just so rough now. My mind.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
And my mind's not there now because usually we have this pretty well smoothed out.
Hold on.
But
hold on. Let me see if I can. I can block this person. I can delete the conversation. I can mark as read. I can view profile. I can add to favorites. I cannot add them to the call. Let me call this number back, whoever you are. Stop pretending that you have technical problems. Dude, I swear to you, I know you're a conspiracy guy, but I'm having technical problems. And to prove that, I can't call back unknown person because it's not there. I can call back the 234, and I will do that right now, Craig. I'll call you back in just a minute.
Alrighty.
All right, calling back 234. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Add $5 to credit. We're going to do that. We're going to pay now. Calling you. Okay. Actually, I've got your voicemail here. I'll play that first, see what's going on.
Yeah, scrubbed up again, trying to call you. Are you going to call me back? I hope so.
Dude, I'm trying. I'm calling you back now. I just added money so that I could call you back. Added money so I could call you. I paid $5 so that I could get you on here. Let me know when you're there. All right.
4, 4, 7, 5, 7, 6, 9, 7, 7, 2, 3, 4. Can't take your call right now.
Come on,
just leave your message after the tone. And when you're done, press hash or just hang up.
I don't know who you are. I think you're Flo because I watched your video earlier, and I love your accent. It's very charming. But, yeah, I'm calling you back per your request. I'm honestly having technical issues and trying to call you back right now. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is not our normal way of conducting business. And when we have our debate, if this is indeed Flo, I will call you back right away. 1 second. Okay. And I apologize if your number was just shown. I really... what a pair of amateurs, says Red Bill Phil. You're absolutely correct. We are a pair of freaking amateurs. 100%. And we never denied that from the beginning. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to broadcast his
debate.
number.
If this is indeed Flo, I will call you back,
Craig,
right away.
Craig, turn your mic on. They're calling us amateurs.
Technical issues. Yeah, you gave out their number, which you didn't give out their number. They let it go to voicemail, and it gave out their number.
Yeah, I apologize. That was not my intention. None of this. Nothing has been my intention tonight, okay? Do you guys understand that yet? Yes, we're a pair of amateurs. We've not denied that in any facet. I will take his number out of the stream later. I apologize. I am scum now. I am scum and probably a pedophile. Sweet baby Jesus. What is going on in the world? Let's report on the news.
We're a pair of amateurs.
No more calls tonight. Fuck you guys. This isn't working.
Yeah,
somebody.
This is
he's calling me back. He's calling me back.
Like,
he's calling me back.
It's like that was just...
Nope, gotta go. Hello.
Oh, finally got through.
Yes, I apologize. We are a pair of scummy amateurs, as we've been called many times tonight. Who am I talking to?
God, you put a phone number out on it. Jesus Christ, I'm going to get every idiot on the internet.
I sincerely apologize, and I will remove it from the video as soon as I possibly can. I apologize for that. It was not intentional.
Don't bother. Don't bother. Give them false hope. It's a pay-as-you-go. I use it for international calls.
Okay.
I can switch it out for about, I don't know, $1.50 in your money, so it doesn't really matter.
All right. Well, who am I talking to tonight?
It's Scrub Knob. No more details.
Sure, that's fine.
You are really going down a very awful rabbit hole.
Okay.
Of lies, blackmail, and harassment. It's been going on for 4 years.
Gotcha. Well, let me start by saying I'm gonna let you. I want to hear everything you have to say, but before you do, I gotta say, let's just leave Tom out of the entire conversation. That will be a later on thing.
Well, I do intend to leave Tom out of the entire conversation because
perfect.
The story of Hampstead doesn't involve Tom.
Perfect, absolutely.
Tom has involved himself.
By all means, go ahead.
Yeah. I think we're on the same wavelength.
Sure. So. Please continue with what you're saying.
Right, I'm not that up to date on it. I haven't done the amount of research some people have. I mean, there is a large number of people who've been researching this thing, and there's quite a lot of information out there that's been disseminated in its original form. And there are other websites where they have snippets of it in a very edited form to make it look like, I mean, there's a reason why it seems like the plot of a god-awful Hammer horror movie. Because it is made up. It's an absolutely fabricated blackmail plot that was dreamed up by a woman who was bitter over custody proceedings that the father of the two children was going to take against her, and with her boyfriend sort of came up with this idea that if they accused him of sexually molesting the children, you know, they'd get custody.
Sure.
But they went a bit too far, added some, you know, what I would call Hollywood B-movie elements to it, and turned it into a 100-strong cult of baby murdering cannibals. You know, which, come on, seriously, hundreds of babies being killed and not a single one reported missing?
Sure.
You know, it's, no.
Yeah.
You know, the odds of two people getting together to commit murder is against the odds. The idea that you could have hundreds of people doing it, just bringing new members into it, no, come on.
Do you put any stock into, like, the idea that there are these cults out there? And not that, I mean, even if this has nothing to do with that, do you put any stock into the idea of satanic ritual abuse or anything like that?
No. Child abuse goes on.
Sure.
Sexual abuse goes on. But ritual murder, I mean, the only cases that they've found is basically loners or couples who, you know, dress up in satanic clothes to carry out these murders because they're twisted in the head.
Okay.
The idea that there are actually these powerful Illuminati families and they're living in mansions and they've got satanic altars in the basements and they're hundreds strong and they're kidnapping people and eating their flesh and murdering them. No, the closest thing you'll find is swingers parties and kinky sex.
Sure.
Murder cults, it's not going on.
Okay.
People only murder people when there's money involved. Drug dealers will murder rival drug dealers for money.
Sure.
You know, people don't really do it for fun.
Sure, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I mean, completely honestly, I hope that you're absolutely right. I hope that none of this is real, because it's extremely
we have
far-fetched.
investigated it. There's a lot of us, and there's a lot of people who've done a lot more investigating than I have. I mean, I'm a rank amateur.
Sure.
But,
Me too.
know, if you just put the evidence together, you know, you find out who the people are. Abraham Christie, he's got over 50 criminal convictions, including child assault for beating his own son. Known drug user, known thief, known liar.
Yeah.
You know, Ella, you know, she's a very bitter, twisted woman. It's an interesting story to investigate. And if you actually look at the timeline, how it happened, I mean, there had been a lot of conflict with the school because the children had been going in scruffy and were stealing food from other children, and they were picking food out of the bins. And they were obviously, you know, unwell. They'd been on a fad diet of raw vegan food. And, you know, there had been a lot of conflict between the teachers and the social workers a year before these allegations were made. Nobody mentions that. You know.
Gotcha.
So when these allegations came up, it was basically a hit list of everyone that had angered Ella Draper was suddenly transformed into a murdering baby eater. And it goes even further. They even claim that they had hidden rooms at McDonald's where they'd cook the babies and serve them. McDonald's and Starbucks were sort of, you know, involved in it. I mean, what do you think the odds of that are?
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know. I mean, honestly, you say that you're not an expert. Again, I know almost nothing about this case, and I would love to dig into it more. If you have any links or anything, feel free to send to me. My personal email address, I'll give that out since I gave out your phone number. It's dan@tsidpod.com.
Right, the website that's doing the most is Hoaxstead Research. That's HOAX.
Okay.
And the Stead Research. And they're really analysing things. And they have a comment section that unless you actually make a death threat or dox somebody, they won't delete your comments. Unless it's illegal, it's very much a fair exchange of information. And you can go in there, ask questions. They won't get fed up of explaining it to you for the 10th time if you don't get it. And it's like, you know, that would be the place to look. and
Sure.
they put links to the mainstream media when they reported it. And if you look at the other conspiracy websites, you'll see about a quarter of the information, if that, maybe a tenth.
Yeah.
And it'll just be selectively picked parts, put together, structured.
Sure.
It's we were hoping it was dying off, but as soon as an idiot like this comes along, sorry to call him an idiot, but that's my opinion, and starts, opening the whole thing up again, it's just annoying because there are people who are getting death threats at 3, 4 in the morning.
Sure.
There was a lot of trouble caused, and there was no evidence. You can't go accusing people of murder when there isn't a single dead body, especially when you're accusing them of murdering hundreds, if not thousands.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I mean, some of our brains are wired differently. Some of our brains are wired to, read things in different ways. I don't hold it against Tom. I have no ill will against Tom. I'm also not personal friends with Tom. He's been on my show a couple of times. He's a really nice guy. And even if he is incorrect, I feel like he's open to it. He's just not open to the bombarding on the comments section. And then, again, I don't want to talk about him too much because I want to leave that up to him and I don't want to speak for him. But I don't feel like Tom is trying to deceive anyone. He might be wrong. And that's totally fine.
How about, I don't know if you find the topic interesting, you could research it yourself and maybe ask Tom some questions yourself.
Sure.
You might see some gaping holes in the logic.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a skeptic on all things, even the things that I believe I'm a
remember him
skeptic on.
describing a Roman Catholic church, and it was a Church of England Protestant church.
Yeah.
Totally different thing. And you might think Christians are all the same, but in England we're pretty much divided, and have been historically, over Protestantism and Catholicism.
Sure.
Obviously these days and aside from Northern Ireland, which you may be aware of, which was divided on Christian grounds, we've pretty much mellowed out about it, but they are two very different churches.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same religion, but they're polar opposites. It'll cut a town down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've got any places in the States where half the town supports one baseball or football team, the other half the other.
I don't know. I don't do sports, but
yeah. I'm sure you've got some very contentious.
We've got plenty of divisions here. Yeah, that's nothing new. Yeah. Well,
but
man.
No, there's a lot of facts that he just gets wrong.
Sure. That's totally fine. And hopefully we can work out this thing with Flo and him and make it happen. Again, I am not trying to stifle any information. I'm open to anything. I really appreciate your call. It's good to hear somebody on the other side, not just through the comments. And I apologize that it took so long to get you in here. We are noobs to the whole. I've been doing the podcast for a couple years now, but as far as the live stream, we are new to that. So that's the reason for all these technical difficulties tonight. I appreciate you listening to the show. Really do, and appreciate you calling in.
It's a learning process. You come into it as you go along. When I used to do live streams, when I got fed up of it, they are more trouble than they were.
Hey, but we wouldn't have had this conversation if not for this live stream. And,
Well, yeah, at least one of us has got to come forward because, just venture down the rabbit hole of Hampstead and just find out what's going on with it yourself.
Absolutely.
Don't take my word for it. Go and do some research and you'll see a lot of very disgruntled people who've been accused of some pretty horrible things without a shred of evidence. It's a fascinating story. I tell you what, it would make a good TV movie of the week.
Absolutely. So, yeah, man, again, I appreciate you calling in, and I'll let you go here now. Feel free to, listen to the show in the future and call in. You've been very civil. I really appreciate you calling in for sure.
Well, obviously I'm going to be civil. This is the thing. There are no Satanists. It's just normal people that have been falsely accused by a pair of eccentrics with an axe to grind.
Gotcha.
And it has resulted in absolute chaos. They fled the country with warrants for their arrest. They fled to Spain, won't step foot on British soil, and they left havoc in their wake. And there's a team of us on the internet who are just trying to tell people the facts of it. There's nothing to worry about. There are no Satanists. There are no children being murdered in London. There's more chance of children murdering each other in London with knives in a schoolyard than there is Satanists. You have more to fear from drunk drivers and, the rogue terrorists.
Sure.
There are no satanic cults out there. You have 101 other things to worry about. Climate change, your blood pressure, your diet, eating too much fat, not getting enough exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about satanic cults murdering babies. They don't exist. Try and sleep easy. Anyone listening, don't get het up about these horror stories. It isn't real. Try and focus on important things.
Sure. Yeah, man. I appreciate the opinion and everything for sure. With that, I'll let you go. And again, thank you.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
I'm going to go in the other room and watch it on the computer, see how my voice comes through. Okay, it's a pleasure talking to you. I will probably call in another time because I'm a civil guy. I can discuss any of the lunatic politics you've got over there. I'll discuss that.
We've got some more crazy things. We're kind of crazy, but we're at least open to rational people like yourself. So where are you calling from? Just out of curiosity.
UK.
Okay. Sure.
I don't really want to be specific.
No, that's fine. I was just wondering what time zone for reference.
Yeah, and if anyone heard my number earlier, that's a cell phone. That's a mobile number. That's not my house number, so you're not going to get an area code off that thing. So don't even think about it. Okay, it's a pleasure talking to you. I'm going to go and get back into the comments. I'll pop up in 2 minutes.
Perfect.
Okay,
Sounds good, man.
Care.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Okay. God bless. Bye-bye.
Yep. You too. Well. Calling from just out of curiosity. Craig, stop playing the show on your speakers.
Sorry, I had to hear what was going on.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I have an answer to any of this tonight. Both people, when speaking to them on their own, I assume you were listening, both people are totally rational. I mean, they would each say the other one is not rational, but that's why I will be the moderator if we do this in the future.
And the thing was, that guy was really pleasant and easy to get along with and easy to talk to, which I never would have guessed from the comments going on in the feed.
Yeah,
but I guess
the thing. That's the thing. To Flow Destroyer
about something.
Yeah. If you think that. If Tom thinks, here's the thing in all of these things, in conspiracy and in everything, if Tom is convinced that there's these satanic ritual abuses happening, then he absolutely should be doing everything in his power to expose that. 100%. If you think that he's ruining somebody's life by making these false accusations, then you should be outraged too, and you should try and expose that. The point of this show is 100%. We are all humans. We are all trying to figure this out together. Nobody in this conversation tonight, I feel like, is a shill or trying to hide something. Flow Destroyer just said, thank you for allowing us our say. You are absolutely allowed your say. I wasn't trying to keep you out of it. I just didn't want to, like I said while we were talking many, many times, this was not where I saw this conversation going. I was bringing Tom on as a friend to show what he had to say about this case that he is compelled to expose. That was it. I wasn't trying to stifle anybody's opinions, but the issue is when you go into comment sections and start calling people pedophiles and child abusers, again, if you really feel that way, then you should, I guess, but how do you, that person on the other side of the argument, they're not your enemy. They feel like you are trying to stifle them. This goes both ways. We're all humans, and they see you calling them a pedophile, and that's not going to make this argument go away. That's not going to resolve anything. That's just going to make everybody assume that the other person is trying to hide something. So
right. I feel like I enjoyed that he was able to get through because like I told you before we came on, I don't know if I buy everything that Tom's saying. I don't know my opinion of the facts from what little I've looked into it, which is very little, like you said. These people could school me up and down if it came to a debate because I don't know. It's just this is all new to us. So if Tom give him my ear for it, but if this other guy, was his name Grobnob? Is that
I believe so,
who that was? if he comes on and says, no, this is actually what happens, I'm going to hear him out too.
Absolutely.
I'm not really a big social media guy that likes to go back and forth on comment arguing. So I've been there on Facebook, and I got away from that just because it goes nowhere, and people just talk shit to each other, and nobody gets any word in whatsoever. So yeah, the fact that he was willing to call in and explain himself, I mean, I have more respect for him because of that.
Absolutely. That's why I appreciate all the mass amounts of comments. Flo is still chiming in, even though it's probably like 6 a.m. over there. But yeah, guys, the comments. I mean, this show, even in our main episodes on The System Is Down, the reason why I do it as video whenever I can, I do it face to face, person to person, just so, not just because I want to like expose somebody or prove that they are who they say they are. I do it face to face, even if I know them personally, because I like to be able to see the human and have a human face to face interaction. Because body language is everything in a conversation like this, especially like in text, it can all read as the most snarky, hateful, bitter, angry, whatever. But when you're talking to somebody face to face, then it becomes real. So Flo is saying debate. Flo, yes, let's set it up. Hit me up. Again, you can contact me through Twitter or on my personal email address at dan@tsidpod.com. I'll add it to the comments right now. If I can type.
You're unable to type and talk at the same time, apparently.
I am unable to do two things at once, which is why this has gone so swimmingly tonight.
Well, it's
Craig,
good to get
any news. Just kidding. Any final thoughts for this?
I wish we could have gotten into some of the news. Maybe in the after party we'll get into some actual news stories. But no, like I said, it's good to hear two sides of the story, regardless of which side is right or wrong, or maybe there's some truth
in there.
to both sides.
Flo just commented and said, I hide my face because there are some seriously dangerous people who will endanger me or my family. I believe you. I am fine with you not showing your face. I am personally. I'll hook you up with Tom, and if he's convinced that you are a legitimate person, then we'll go forward. If he's not willing to, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to force him to do that. But I am totally open to it, and we'll figure something out. Just hit me up. But anyway, Craig, continue.
I was just saying, I'm glad we got some different voices in here because, as you know, we do tend to get into an echo chamber sometime with everybody agreeing on everything. I mean, it is nice to see people debating and stuff. I just like civilization. I don't like people screaming back and forth in all caps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We
are the anti-social network. We are not the Facebook. We are not the... You are a Democrat, so you should die, or you're a Republican, so you should die. And I firmly believe, and I've said it many times, that the person that you're arguing with online is not your enemy. You have an enemy, but that's not them. So let's talk.
Flo says there are arrests for people like this in the UK, and I believe that. We have heard that people have been arrested for saying much, much less in public in the UK. I don't know all the politics you guys deal with over there, and I'm not really willing to put you guys in jeopardy, I guess, if that's what it takes to show your face. I mean, we know
that you guys can't meme without getting in trouble for it anymore or have a steak knife, so don't want to put you in any jeopardy or anything, but right. We'll figure it out. We'll work out the details. That we don't need to talk about the details anymore in here. We'll figure it out. Just hit me up for sure.
Well, it's been fun. It's been interesting.
It has been.
I'm glad I wore clown makeup in all of this.
for zero reasons. To all you new listeners, thank you for being here. Typically what we do here is talk about the news, and then after the news at 10:30, which was 15 minutes ago, we switch over for our patrons and do an after party where we continue to talk about the news, or we allow anybody to call in. We chat about stuff. It is only for paid subscribers to the show, though. You can go to patreon.com/The System Is Down. I'll write it right now. And I won't be able to do anything else.
That's okay.
But if you guys... What? Go ahead.
I said our previous guest says the arrests are due to long ongoing harassment and breaches of court orders. I believe it. But again, thanks for all your comments. Thanks for chiming in. Sorry to keep you all up so late to participate in this
Flo
madness.
just said, thanks again. I am away to collapse in bed. Flo, I don't think you're
Please.
a terrible human. I'm down to discuss it with you, or preferably discuss it with you and Tom, because I am far from an expert on anything in life, much at the least of which this live stream technology. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Go to patreon.com/the system is down, and we will continue this conversation. It is $5 a month. That is not me trying to steal your money. It's just we can only do this for so long for free. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please tune in to the regular show. We put up a new episode every single Monday morning with they're typically interviews with different guests just talking about uncomfortable conversations. I feel like we've got a lot of new people in here who are not familiar with The System is Down. So we talk about things like conspiracies, politics, and religion, and do so. We have debates and conversations about uncomfortable topics in a civil manner without name calling, and I think that is what the world is missing. I hope that this has been enlightening to all of you watching, and I hope that it is enlightening to people in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. And that concludes the anti-news, in which we did not cover any of the news. But if you want to hear what's going on in the world today, which is what we normally do, jump on over to Patreon. Otherwise, we will see you guys next Monday night at 9 o'clock for the next broadcast. But, Craig, it's been fun. Question everything. And stay uncomfortable. Deuces.
Peace.
We'll see ya. Apparently I just called myself System of a Down. That's cool. I'm still alive, but people are commenting. I didn't think I did. Everybody else calls it System of a Down. The system is down, damn it. We're out for real. Bye.